What's up, y'all? I'm AJ Simmons, founder of the Clean Biz Network, and the reason why I started the 1010 program is because I get it. Starting a business can be scary, it can be risky, and you don't know what to do. You know what I mean? So with the 1010 program, I decided, you know what? Let's guarantee you success. Let's put you together with a one-on-one mentor. Let's give you unlimited leads, and let's guarantee you that you can get to at least 10 grand a month in contracts. So whether you're already in business or whether you haven't even got started yet, the 1010 program can work for you and assure you that you will grow at least by $10,000 per month in recurring commercial cleaning contracts. So if this sounds like something that you want to do, click that button below and go ahead and book a call with me. And listen, this is not like a franchise opportunity. These will be your accounts that you actually own, not some franchise middlemaning you. This is actually a guarantee. These will be your actual contracts. This will be your actual business. Okay? So click the button below and schedule your call and let's see if we're a right fit for each other. Here, what's good, everybody? Happy Friday. Welcome in, welcome in. I got some help. We got my guy. Well, actually, I like to let us introduce ourselves and make sure everything is under control. But what's good, Tone? How you feeling before we get into that? You on mute, bro.
What up? What up? What up?
There we go. There we go. How you feel? How you feel?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm doing good. It's Friday.
Yes, sir.
Still rocking and rolling, doing my thing, and just happy to be here again, bro.
For sure, for sure. So we about to tap in, y'all. Let us first off check in. Let us know where y'all checking in from. Drop your city and state in the chat. Also, if you got questions, get to dropping them. We here for a good time, not a long time. So get your questions in while you got us, man. We got some different perspectives. We got a lot of experience here on this panel, so don't be shy, y'all. Ask away. So if you don't know, I'm AJ Simmons, founder of the Clean Biz Network, and I am the cleaning business GOAT. And here we are, the cleaning business coaches, and I got somebody else with me, so I'm gonna let him introduce himself as well.
Yo, what's up, y'all? My name is Tony Williams. I am a CBN vet, former cleaning business owner, but now I do leadership development, cleaning business consulting, and speaking. So I'm here to, add my point of view, help y'all work through some things, and walk y'all through as y'all join the 1010 program. So
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's get to it. And for those who don't know, 1010 program is at 1010program.com. Just type that in on your web browser. It'll take you to learn more. But long story short, it is an opportunity for you to work with our coaches, certified Clean Business Network coaches, one-on-one. Not no group coaching, but actually one-on-one to hold you accountable, give you a blueprint and a guide to help you grow by 10 grand per month in recurring commercial cleaning contracts, y'all. So if you're interested in that, make sure you check out 1010program.com. You can work with these guys right here. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump in here. Let's see who we got tapping in with us today. Shout out to the Cleaning Biz Trapper. Appreciate you checking in. You say what up, guys? All right. Who else we got? We got Brian Guzman checking in. Say AJ, I appreciate you. Welcome in. Welcome in. Who else we got? We got Michael Wowzers. Shout out to you, Mr. Wowzers, checking in from Louisville, Kentucky. Appreciate you checking in. We also got Rocking with Cowboy. Hello, everyone. I like my cowboy in here because he's scared to push back. If he think I said something wrong, he's going to let me know. Now, shout out to you. All right, so until we get some questions, I got a topic for us, bro. So I'm going to let you just kind of go off. I mean, so one thing I've been looking at, and you actually been tapping in with me a lot. We've done a lot of coaching calls lately, a lot of consulting. And something that I think is recurring is closing deals. So if you could just kind of jump in, man, and just really like tap into why you think a lot of people are struggling to close these deals. They get these walkthroughs for the commercial cleaning company or whatever, but for some reason they're not closing. So go ahead and share. Let us know what you got.
Yeah, man. Definitely with the people that we've been working with, and like you say, it's something reoccurring when it comes to closing deals. I think a lot of it comes from positioning, man. The lack of confidence in what you know and what you bring to the table. It bleeds through when you're talking to people, because sometimes they feel like, all right, this person doesn't really know what they're talking about, or they're not really confident in what they're talking about. And to be honest, sometimes it's just because we don't. I know my first couple of deals, we talk about that all the time. When I first joined Clean Biz Network, I got 10 leads, did 10 walkthroughs, got 0 contracts closed. And it was a lot of it had to do with the fact that I really didn't know what I was doing. Like I really didn't have a clue. Like I had the willingness and I wanted to do it, but I really didn't know how to position myself as an expert. So
Right.
when you're walking in to these walkthroughs and you submitting your proposal and stuff like that, you're supposed to be submitting and positioning yourself as the expert. You know, you're the one that's there to solve their issues. And that comes with a lot of things. For one, knowing what it is that you do, like what your company does, not what company up the street does, not what big giant company does, not
Right.
what you heard, but what your company does, like what you guys are good at and how you're actually going to attack the pain points that these prospects may have.
Right.
Um, and then the second thing is we get so eager to want to show them what we do that we don't listen to what they're saying to us. And that's probably the biggest thing that I see. Like the customers say, I want A, B, and C. And then instead, I heard you say you want the A, B, and C, but I got D, E, and F for you instead.
Right.
Like, it doesn't work out that way. You know, you gotta have some butter to be able to really make that work.
You know,
Um
I'm gonna jump in real quick on that because shout out to Joe Neek. She's in the 1010 program and she's actually local here in Jacksonville. So I did a walkthrough with her. I think it was yesterday or the day before. But anyway, and when we were doing the walkthrough, the PLC specifically made it clear that she really cared about baseboards, floors, blinds. It was like it was not your typical combination that most people are worried about the most, at least in my experience. And so before we wrapped up that walkthrough, I made sure that I asked her. I said I kind of flipped it. So usually we would do baseboards bi-weekly or even monthly or something like that. But instead, I said, so based on what you're telling me, instead what we should do is baseboards every service and do horizontal wipe down and all of that as needed, which I would have might have had that reverse at first. And she was like, yes, like that. And I was like, that's crazy. So again, versus us saying, well, typically we usually do that bi-weekly and this and that, and this is how we felt. Instead, I gave her exactly what she asked for. So I felt like that was a good time to jump in and share that because again, like you just said, if they want A, B, and C, why are you telling them how y'all do E, D, and F, or whatever the fuck it was after that? But you know what I mean? Why would you tell them about that when she asking about that? So I just wanted to chime in on that.
yeah. So like again, just tapping on that again, man. Really knowing for one what you do, knowing what we do as janitors in general in this industry. So knowing what it is that we do. Okay, we have a pretty basic scope of work. Just about any building you walk into, for the most part, unless they specify something different, you can pretty much give a pretty general scope of work. And I know you already have that kind of outlined already
Yep.
in the app. So if you're using the CBN app, um, there's a walkthrough. I mean, not a walkthrough, but a scope of work already built in. That is the most general, basic scope of work. You can almost lay that across any building. You figure out what frequencies they want to get that stuff done, but then also listening to the customer, like what AJ just said. Like baseboards, that's something we might do monthly. Like in reality, that might be done once a month. But
Yeah.
I'm listening to them talking, and that's a big deal for them. Like they're hating the fact that their company is their current provider or whatever is missing the baseboards. They're hating the fact that their blinds don't get dusted. So something that I would normally do once a week, once a month, we might increase the frequency on doing that because we're listening to the customer. And that's just something, man, that I feel like a lot of people are missing the mark on. I've done it.
Yeah.
I've done it before. And then the other thing, bro. Um, I seen something right here on Wowzers. Michael Wowzer said, they want the lowest bidder. Um, Sometimes that's the case, but
Mm-hmm.
not all the time. Like they don't always want the lowest bidder, but you also gotta understand why you may be much higher than everybody else.
Right.
Because like me and AJ was going through something the other day with someone. Um, that and it's not a shot at her or anything like that, because that's what we're here for, is to help grow and develop. Is the pricing was just, it could have been significantly lower than what she was presenting, because she was presenting it as, I want to pay my people premium
Yep.
dollar. I want to, we take our time and stuff like that. But we're in an industry where we have hundreds of competitors that are doing the same exact thing that we do. So you got to make sure as well that unless you're offering like a premium service, that you're charging market fair pricing, like that
Yeah.
your pricing is reasonable and it's fair. It's not just, we're not doing this business to just line our pockets. Making money is definitely a part of it, but if that's the only focus of it, then your business gonna go up, then it's gonna be gone.
Facts.
Because as soon as you're not making the money you want to make, or you hit a dry patch or something like that, you're gonna want to leave.
Yep.
So definitely learn the industry, like learn production times, learn proper equipment. Like, hey, it might take you, 2,000 square feet per hour to clean a building, but because I got the right equipment, I got a better process, I'm cleaning, for a clean building, I might be able to do that in half the time.
Yep.
So it's not that I'm charging lower than you, but I'm charging according to the time that I'm getting in and out the building. Because you may be in and out that building in 4 hours, but if I can get out it in 2, we can charge the same amount, but my price is gonna be half your price. So,
Exactly.
gaining understanding as well is a
And
big.
facts. And I just want to chime in on that one real quick because another thing I did during that same walkthrough was she said that the current cleaner said that they were already doing the baseboards, and she was like, "Well, how often are you doing it?" She said, "I'm doing it each time." And so one of the things that I did was I asked her. I said, "Okay, out of curiosity, do you know what method she's using to clean the baseboards?" And she claims that she's doing it every time. Little stuff like that. Again, y'all, you might think that might sound novice, but if you frame it the right way, like I did, then she was like, you know what? Actually, I think all she's doing it. I think she said she runs her a vacuum across it. And I'm like, yeah, see, that ain't gonna do it. Because now, and I seen it, but she did have a protein backpack in that closet. The current cleaner did. But one, if you're going to do that, then you want to put a particular attachment with that brush on there. But two, I wouldn't do that method at all. You know what I mean? I would do something completely different. So, but it just depends on what you're using. I went on YouTube and found some different tools that you can use for baseboards, right? And I noticed, okay, well, if we do, let's just say you got some type of machine that's a baseboard cleaning machine versus you getting that fucking cloth and literally bending over your back and trying to do the whole building with that cloth. The time with that cloth versus this machine over here is going to be way different, and therefore this person can charge way different because they got the actual machinery to do it. So again, piggybacking on what Tony said, amazing advice right there. Now we got somebody else coming on, another expert in the building. My guy, Mr. Brandon Orr, the Brandon Orr, I am. There he is. What's good, brother? Welcome in. Hit that unmute button for it. There you go.
Happy Friday, fellas. My bad for being tardy.
Yes, sir.
Got
Yes,
the
sir.
baby with me. Baby girl in the back, man. Superstar.
That's what's up.
Yep. Happy Friday, fellas. I'm Brandon Orr. 12 years of corporate sales turned cleaning business entrepreneur. Sales is my passion, and closing deals and negotiating and building a pipeline. Prospecting, getting after it. Just
Yeah.
on the prowl, on the hunt. So, man, glad to be a CDN coach.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So we got who else we got checking in? We got Tashay Cloud checking in. I believe that's how I think that's how you said it. I read that wrong. I'm dyslexic anyway. But shout out to Cloud coming in, Miss Cloud out of Atlanta. Who else we got? My guy Cowboy says, truly love your channel. You were right about a lot of things. I appreciate that. All right. Who else we got? He says also, yeah, I'm noticing that a lot of businesses don't want to sign contracts. I haven't noticed that, but in the times where I do encounter that, what I would do is I just let them know, well, it's not necessarily a contract, it's an agreement, and you do reserve the right to get out of this agreement with a 30-day notice, right? So I'll reassure them, and then I also might even go this route. Is that big of a deal with them? Well, I say, well, let's do this. Let's do a 30-day trial. You know what I mean? You pay me up front, right? But 30-day trial. If you like us, then we'll go ahead and sign that annual agreement, which you still can get out of with a 30-day notice. And it has, but the notice can't just be for anything. It has to be based on service based. So you got to be about the cleaning service if you do want to cancel. But I just try to reassure them that we not lock you in. This ain't like some of those bigger companies. This ain't T-Mobile or one of those bigger companies, the cable companies from back in the day that's gonna try to put on your credit report and all that. You know what I mean? So It's just simple communication and all of that. But that's my thoughts on that. Y'all want to chime in on this one?
Yeah, man. You know, we with us with when I had Impact, what we used to do, man, is we would just sign contracts that were open ended for the most part. Like we would ask for a 30-day courtesy, but we would also ensure people that like, hey, if you ain't rocking with us, you let us know and we'll leave. We'll get on out. You know, we ask for a 30-day courtesy for staffing, you know, so we can reposition our staff or you know, plan for that. If we got to let somebody go or we got to put them in a different account, we ask for that courtesy, but we also make sure they know, hey, this ain't finna lock you in. Like if you don't want us here anymore, if we're not providing or producing the way you want it, you know, just let us know. And if we can't fix it, we'll move on. But another thing with that, man, is getting people to sign initially. Man, a lot of that work is done, you know, with the relationship. You know, if you can get them to trust you, you know, you're showing up again, like I mentioned, you're showing up as the expert, like you're showing up as someone that knows what they're talking about, not just somebody that's just standing there, like, you know, letting them drive everything. Because especially if you go into a shark pit, like you go into a car dealership or something where they all salesmen, they're gonna eat you alive if you go in there and just let them, you know, tell you how to do your business. Like they're not gonna respect it. And you know, you might spend that time and they very well might not even sign that contract after they take you through the ringer. So you go in there and you understand what it is you present. Like, and this ain't just you giving me your money. This is us coming into partnership to keep your business, you know, well sustained. Like, because we don't want to just get in there and maintain their building. Like, we want to help them sustain it. Like, as we're there, like things should get cleaner, things should get healthier. Like, their air should be cleaner, their bathroom should be cleaner. Like, it should just keep getting better. Like, as we're there, our team should keep getting better, our processes should keep getting better. Like, we should keep getting better. That doesn't mean you start doing more stuff. Like, it definitely doesn't mean that. You stick to your contract. But over time, your team should get better at servicing that contract. So their business should like start to get better. So you position that. Like when you're having that walkthrough, when you're doing the proposal presentation, like whatever it may be, just letting them know. Like, but also letting them know, hey, this ain't a ball and chain either. I'm not finna lock you in for 3 years. Like, I know it sounds good. Like, it does sound good. But shoot, it's the same concept that I used to use with employees when I was in the corporate space. It was the same concept that I use with my contracts. Every day we show up is a job interview, like for employees. That's what I used to tell them. Every day you come to work is a job interview.
Right.
That's why, same thing, we put that same concept into our business. Every time you show up, we showing up to win the contract. Every day that I show up, it's in order to win this contract, keep this contract. So take that approach, and like you won't, you know, once you get it signed, like you'll be good, but reassuring them of those things is going to help you get it signed.
Nah, that's a big fact, bro. B, you want to jump in there or?
No, we good, man. That was spot on. Y'all did a
Yep.
good job.
Hey, B, just grab them up and be like, bro, sign this. Right.
Right. What he say in this interview? My price is my price. All right. I have an exterior cleaning company, but haven't got a contract yet. 0 to 2 seems like they taking the lowest bidder. And we kind of touched on that last part a bit, but you said you got a exterior cleaning company and you haven't got a contract yet. Just to chime in on that, I mean, my advice would be to you as it would be to anybody else with any type of service business. Numbers, man. Numbers game. So, one, how many leads are you generating? How are you generating them? What are you doing to generate more of those? And then the more you do, the better your chances of closing the deal. And then just make sure you're watching videos like these where you chiming in and making sure, okay, now that we got the lead flow going on, now that we getting a lot more opportunities, what am I doing that's stopping me from closing that deal? You know, am I following up? Am I speaking to the right person that's in charge, or am I just handing out a random flyer to anybody I see, right? So make sure you just, you know, keep listening to, clearly you hear, so that's a good start, right? But keep listening to stuff like this and just kind of follow the process and make sure you're doing the right thing. But I ain't gonna go too much because I got help today, so I ain't got to talk too long. What y'all got?
You gotta be.
I'm unclear. What is the 0 to 2? I missed the first part.
Yeah, basically he was saying, so he got an exterior cleaning company. He's just trying to close more deals. But he basically saying like most of them seem to be just going with the lowest bidder.
Change your target market. So if you find a common theme with people going for the lowest bidder, maybe you need to stop going after those types of accounts and find out where your premium people who want to pay you, people who need the service. Yeah, so I would switch it up a little bit and sell value, right? I always tell people my thing is, hey, we got the cheapest game in town. And when you're upfront and honest with them like that, they respect. Hey, we're not the cheapest game in town, but we run a tight ship. We're a good business. We're a good, solid business, and we're relationship driven. When you place it like that or position like that, people know, and you just ask questions. Is price your biggest concern, or is the problem that you have your biggest concern? And if they say price, you run for the door, because
Right.
the moment anything goes wrong, you better believe it. They're gonna be looking for another company who could charge even cheaper. So save yourself the headache.
Facts. All right, cool. I got you gonna sit that one out, Tom. That's how. Matter of fact, we could do it that way. That way, unless somebody really got something they really want to touch on topic, we'll do one each, and that way we can keep the time going. All right, cool. We got Wichita Pros checking in. My guy, Mr. Billy, also in the 1010 program already. Shout out to you checking in from Wichita, Kansas. I was about to say the other one, but anyway. All right, what else we got? Nate Nick checking in. Say what up, CBN fan. Welcome in, welcome in. I appreciate you. Rocking with Cowboy said what I should be saying, which is please like, share, and subscribe. Make sure y'all do that. Shout out to Rocking with Cowboy for looking out for us. All right, what else we got? Wowzer says I'm having a hard time finding that price to offer. I have AI prices, but they not seeming right. They ain't. I'm gonna tell you that now. And I don't know anyone that has a simpler company to go off. You know what? So let me ask you this: what made you want to go into that particular niche then? Because whatever made you want to go into that, I'm assuming maybe you saw somebody on the internet or you know somebody in person. Something made you come up with that idea. So whoever or whatever made you want to get into that, maybe you should reach out to them and see if they'll be willing to tell you how they charge. So that'll be the first thing. Always learn from people who got more experience than you. AI is not necessarily the way, because you got to remember where AI gets its information from: the internet, other people, and most of these motherfuckers on the internet don't know what they're talking about, right? So you gotta make sure you pull it from the right source. And so, long story short, I'll tell you the formula for pricing in general is basically it's going to be time times frequency times your hourly rate. So how long it's going to take you to do it, multiply that by your time it's going to take you to do it, and then multiply that by how many times you got to do it. And that's your price. So let's just say, for example, if you got to do it, you got 2 hours that you think it's going to take you 2 hours to do the job, you charging $20 an hour. That's $40 every time you go. Now multiply that 40 times how many times will you go each month? 40 times, 10 times in a month. You charging $400 a month is what your price is. Now, it's a lot of little nuances for you to know those numbers, right? Because you really don't know how much you charge an hour if you don't know how to come up with that number, right? You don't know how long it's going to take you to clean if you never cleaned before, right? So these are things that I kind of break down. I got a bidding video on my channel, so just look up AJ Simmons how to bid. I think is what you probably search, and it'll come up. It still is about interior cleaning, but it's pricing when it comes to service businesses. So check that out. And then two, look for subcontracting opportunities. Find some people in your area who actually already do this stuff, work under them, and then more than anything, even if they might not tell you certain things that you want to know, you can start figuring out how long it takes you to do certain jobs, and that'll help you come up with your pricing better too. So that's my feedback for you on that.
Yeah, there's just quick, there's a community for everything. Like I don't know a lot about exterior cleaning. We've kind of incorporated into our contracts, before, but as far as just going in and just offering that, I'm not familiar with that. But there's somebody that knows, there's somebody that knows. So for one, find that person. And for two, man, if you're doing the cleaning yourself, I know this is a very silly and unorthodox method of pricing, but if you're doing it yourself, man, like what I did to get my price when I was cleaning residential and stuff like that, man, I took what I was making at work, I multiplied it by 3. I did 3 times what I was making at work. That was my hourly rate, so I didn't want to do no less than than that per hour for my time. And then however much it was going to cost, if you rent an equipment, you got your own equipment, however much that going to cost. And then put like a 20%, a 20-30% markup on that, so you can make sure that you're paying your business as well. So that way you get to eat what you need to eat off of it. Then your business gets a little bit of money, and you're covering your operating costs as far as like your equipment and supplies. So that's a super extremely dumbed down way to do it. But if you out there doing it by yourself, like until you learn how to do it, make sure you get paid, make sure you get your business some money. And that was the way that I did it. Like,
Facts. No, I love that tone. And actually, I did the same thing. I was working at shipyard at the time, and I didn't know how to price. And I had this first time cleaning the house. The lady was like, "Well, how much you charge?" And I'm like, "Well, shit, I was making $20 an hour at the shipyard. Well, I guess I take 25 now and work for myself, so I'm making $5 more than I was made at the job. 25 times out now." Time went on, I realized I should have been charging double that, because you don't charge them for what you would do it for. You charge them what you would pay somebody else to do for it, and add some profit on top of it, like Tony just said, mark it up. So, but that's a good way to start though, because you're not losing money, you gaining experience, and you still making some money, because if you ain't paying nobody else to do it, there's no such thing as not profiting, because you literally keeping all the money anyway. So, you got something on that, B?
No, y'all hit it on the head, man. Y'all, yeah, that's spot on. So good stuff.
Cool. All right, we're gonna move to this one. Nick says, learning the industry. I know we have discussed getting quotes from their other companies, trial and error. Any other ways? I guess you're saying any other ways, basically, to learn how to price is what I'm thinking. Where are you going with this? Getting quotes from other companies. Join Clean Business Network, bro. It's free. Like, if you're not already in there, and watch Module 4 over and over and over again. And I always do demos. Like, when people ask how to price, I would literally do a screen recorder on my phone on the app, and I'll show you how I come up with the price. So the more you practice with that, the better you're gonna get with it. And then two, just doing it yourself, like getting out here and actually quote more jobs. The more you quote it, you're gonna, all right, I went too low on this one. I know what I did wrong now. Oh, I went too high on that. I lost that bid. Okay, well, and don't just assume. Ask them if you went too high, because y'all always lose bids and you assume it's price, and most of the time it's not even price. So, but that's my feedback on it. What we got, B?
Man, just the same thing. There's a lot of resources out here. I know sometimes it can feel like overkill, but just pick one. Clean Business Network has a pricing calculator, a bidding calculator, where you just plug the numbers in. There's a ton out there, even if you don't want to use CBN, which I suggest you use CBN, but there's a ton of them out here, but you should know the numbers and the formulas for yourself. That way you can do it manually, and then you can match up what you do manually to whatever the calculator's saying. So that's how you get better. And just getting after more, more appointments, more walkthroughs, more opportunities to bid. So more at bats you have, the better you will get at bidding. Sometimes you go bid high, sometimes you go bid low. Um, it's an art, really. It's you just got to find that sweet spot. So, and what works for you and your company. So,
For sure. All right, I see. Before we go into the next one, shout out to everybody that's watching from Facebook. If you are on Facebook, just know I cannot see your comments or anything over there. So if you want to chime into the conversation, come over here to YouTube, and we got you here. Just got your comments on YouTube. All right, what else we got? Shout out to my guy, Top Notch Tidy, checking in. Also went through the 1010 program as well. Says salute to CBN, AJ, Tone, and Brandon. Shout out to you. Appreciate that. All right, what else we got? Appreciate you, Cowboy, checking in. Artika says 3 years strong in the business and still hoping to sit down with for that interview with you, AJ. Come on, let's get to it. Let's get to it. Email, because clearly emailing me ain't gonna get you nowhere these days. It's so bad. I'm embarrassed. But reach out to my team. They'll get you the link so we can go ahead and book that and get you on. Because told y'all the interviews was back heavy this year. So definitely reach out to support@cleanbusinessnetwork.com. Or just go on cleanbusinessnetwork.com and hit the little chat and just tell them you want the link to schedule your interview. I got you. All right, what else we got? Nick says, what are your thoughts on becoming a vendor of a property management company versus door-to-door, working the trickle-down effect versus trickle-up effect? I've got business from both ways. What y'all got?
Instead of versus, I would say and. That would be my biggest thing. The biggest change that I make to that whole thing. Being a vendor with a property management company could open you up to a lot of stuff because they manage properties. So, you do a good job in one, you might end up with 12, you might end up with 20, Ricky and his team, y'all might end up in every state.
Yeah.
Like you know what I'm saying. So property managers, don't sleep on that, but also don't sleep on the door to door. Like do them together. Don't pick one or the other. Do them both.
1,000%.
Yep. That's it. That's it. Not not instead of, but in addition to.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've been on both sides of that, vendor and door to door ain't stopping for me.
Right.
I'm gonna be old, 70 years old, still walking the door, trying to close business. That ain't
I
going
know what
nowhere,
that
man. But
spear just.
seriously, man. And a quick story. I'll share a quick story. I think
Okay.
it was ISSA or it was one of those conferences, cleaning the cocktails. It was somewhere. I was sitting next to a guy, and he asked me, how much I was doing. I think I was rolling like 15 grand a month at that time, somewhere around there. And he was like, "Man, that's good. That's good. What are you doing for, to get more contracts and stuff?" I was like, "Man," I was kind of embarrassed because I was like, "Man, I'm still going door to door. I'm still cold calling, going door to door." He was like, "Oh man, me too, me too." I'm like, "That's good, man. How much you doing?" He's like, "Yeah, we're at 6.2 right now." I'm like, "Million?" I'm like,
Yeah.
"Dang, and you still going door to door?" He said, "Yep, still out in the field." He said he throw his little polo on and he get after it. So, man, just never stop. That's the fuel to your business, and never limit yourself to one trick. Don't be a one trick pony. Oh, sorry, I got a call in.
Okay.
My bad, guys. My bad, guys. Had a call coming through. But even if that trick is working, still have a mixed bag. Still have a mixed bag of prospecting to where if something falls on that first method, you still got other methods that you're good at, and you know how to, fuel your business. So, but yeah, that's all I got on that, man.
Yeah. No, I love that, bro. And I'm big on direct sales, direct marketing, go get what you want. But at the very same time, I always also say the answer is yes. Anything marketing, yes. Like all of them, both of
Seriously.
them, any whatever you see. But I'm also like I like to be intentional with my time, especially at the smaller stages, right? So I'm like, if you see something working, lean into that and just go into that. And then once you get more money in, we'll branch out to the other things. But this is fact because I remember when I interviewed Ricky. Speaking of Ricky, shout out to him. And they're doing who knows how many tens of millions at this point. But I never forget when I asked him what was his number one way for getting customers, he said it's always been referrals. And so again, you'd be surprised, you know what I mean? That the old school methods they work, getting out here talking, networking, just good. Like you know what I mean? Like we don't let's not assume that it's gotta be either or. It's all both, as Tony said from the beginning. All right, what else we got? Solid info, guys. I appreciate it. No problem at all. How do I set up a call with you? So you can set up a call with me and anybody on this panel, including the automation specialist, King, who's not here today, but shout out to Mr. Sherman Lewis. You can go to consultations. I'm trying to spell it. I can't spell it. Let me type it in and then copy and paste. But you go to consultation, not S, just consultation singularly. Consultation.cleanbusinessnetwork.com, and you'll see that all of us are there. You can book a consultation with anybody on this panel. And if you want to work with us on a one-on-one basis in a continuous coaching program, then you can go to 1010program.com and choose which one you want to work with as well. Which, by the way, I'm not really a choice. I'm tired of homie wanting to do the coaching. So you really gonna be working with these guys, but I will start you off though. All right, what else we got? Nick says I really agree with finding the right target customer. I've hit my head so many times working with clients and contractors that they just don't have the budget or don't hold cleanliness at a high priority. Facts. This is facts. And that's kind of piggyback on what Brandon was saying earlier about maybe you need to target some different people, some better people that's better suited for you. So, all right, cool. What else we got? Thanks, fellas. Appreciate it. No problem at all. Like we ran out of questions, y'all. So if y'all ain't got nothing, you already know how I am. I ain't gonna hold you long. But before we do that, and so I call it an early Friday checkout. We were talking about, how people can close more deals in general. That's pretty much what's the topic of the day. And I know Tony gave us some great information on that. I'm sure he can go even longer on that because so many things we can get him. But Brandon, if you just want to kind of jump in a little bit and just kind of talk about, especially with us doing a lot more of these consultations here lately, like what do you see and what do you think that people should be doing more or better to close more deals?
Yeah, I think that's a great topic one because again, like I just said, if you don't have a pipeline, you're not really fueling your business. So I would scale it back, right? Because I think oftentimes we have these big goals and we're just so overwhelmed with everything of being a business owner. You got your people, how I'm gonna find people, hire people. Operations is big, right? But oftentimes we allow it to overshadow sales. If we don't have no sales, ain't no need for ops, right? So they work in tandem. And I think one of the best ways is to simplify your sales process, right? So one, write out. I mean, physically, write out. Get a notebook. Go to Target, Walmart, wherever you go get you a notebook and physically write out, map out the areas that you want to target, right? Hop online, get on Google, see what some of the changes are that's happening in your territory, that's happening in your service area. Maybe somebody just got bought out. Maybe there was a change in higher ups, and now they're looking to fire the current janitorial company, and they need to bring somebody else in. I've been on both sides of that, so stuff like that happens. Just get out there, get to know your area. How are you gonna sell or close business if you don't know what's going on in your area? So that's the first thing. Do a little bit of research about your area. The second thing is develop a pipeline. Get like a top 50 target market. These are the 50 companies in my service area that I want to target, that I want to go after. All right. And then the third piece is track it. You want to track how many touches you made. Okay, I called them. Okay, I popped in on this day. Okay, I did this. Who the decision maker is. You know what I mean? You want to have a pipeline is a pipeline of companies that could close at any given time, right? That's a hot 50. Hot 50. In the insurance business, we had a hot 200.
Yeah.
200 people who could buy an insurance policy at any given time, right? We've already spoken to them. They're already qualified. They just haven't signed that contract yet, right? We ain't picked up that check yet. So build that pipeline and track it. Just track it. And you can focus on those 50 companies. You can just focus on filling that pipeline up. And
Yeah.
don't worry about the back end. Don't worry about the sale or closing the sale. Just worry about the front end activity. Touches, activity, touches. So if you get your activity right on the front end, the back end is automatically go work itself out. So a lot of us don't do enough activity, and that's all to it. So
Yeah.
that's it.
And
Love that, B.
Brandon, what tool can they use to do all of that?
Man, I use
You took it right where I'm about to go. Look,
CBN
look.
CRM.
I was gonna go somewhere different.
Easy. No, but CBN CRM make it easy to do all of that. You could see your opportunities right there. You can see the last time you talked to people. You could even send out, you could touch 100, 200 companies right through the CBN CRM, because you could send out email campaigns through there. You know what I mean? You send out 200, 10 click the email, open the email. One of them want a quote. That's a fantastic day. Now your week just made, So, but CBN
And the
CRM.
best part about it is you don't got to do none of that alone. We got the 10-10 program where we walk you through all of that. Like, as far as accountability, as far as your activity is concerned, setting you up your automations to make some of these, more mundane tasks a little more flowy. And then you can focus on those real activities, picking up that phone, sending that email, doing that follow-up. And then you got a set of coaches that's right here to walk you through that process. So don't sleep on 10-10, because it's really everything you need.
Literally.
Tone, does the CRM come with the 10-10 program?
It does. It's automatic.
If I got the 10, so I get the CRM for free?
Literally, it's in there. Phone number, everything, website, like.
And the coach.
And the coach, 1-on-1. Oh, and did I mention you get the WhatsApp number, so you get the actual cell phone number. You can text us in between the meetings. What you got? We here. That's what this is. So 1010program.com, y'all. And actually, Tone, that was a better lob to see. I was throwing a little layup lob. You threw a slam dunk lob. I also, because another way that they could do what Brandon was talking about was that planner you got. I'm telling you, people are not like on track. You're not focused. And actually, we're going to make sure that everybody in 1010 program get one of those, because that's going to keep us on track. Because
Sure.
if you just explain it to them, like why it's important for them to have that too. And and I don't even know, do you have a spot where they can go to get it? Let us know that as well. But tell us about that, because I used it. You know what I mean, I was about to start my cleaning business back up, and I'm like, man, this right here this is gold right here. So
Yes, we're in the process of changing our URL over.
okay,
That should be done today, tomorrow,
cool.
by Monday. But anyway, but yeah, the 1010 planner, I created it because I was struggling, because I know about so many different ways of going and prospecting. I needed a way that kind of structured my day. I needed a more structured way, because it's like I'm like going everywhere. I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing that, and I need a more structured way that will help me to scale my business at the level that I'm at. What do I need to do today? And I'm like, all right, well, I just listed down every single thing that I could do to move the needle forward, and I allocated a special point system to each one of those activities. If you hit a certain amount of points per week, you are guaranteed to hit your numbers, right?
Yeah,
And I was chasing Tone for years. Tone hit 10 grand. I'm like, damn, I gotta get to 10. I got to
yeah,
10. Tony at 15. I'm like, damn, I gotta get to 15. I hit 15. Tone at 25. I'm like, damn, I gotta, So I
yeah.
spent years chasing Tone, and what that did was it helped me to lock in on my schedule and do those specific tasks so that I can hit my number. I can hit my number. And I average, it's not a big number. I averaged one walkthrough a week. If I didn't get a walkthrough that week, I made sure I had two the next week.
There you
And
go.
one closed deal a month. It wasn't a lot of one walkthrough a week. You can do that. You can make $100, right, a week, and
Yep,
hit one walkthrough, right?
yep,
So I mean, that's it's not. It's just we have to sit down and get the planner so we can structure our day, plan your day on Sunday, plan your
mm,
week on Sundays, write everything that you need to do each day, write your walkthroughs down, write your follow-ups down, go visit your clients, even
fact.
write that in there. There's points for that, even visiting your clients, because they'll introduce you to other people. And then you
Yep.
don't want to lose business either. So all right. So, but no, the Go Get a Planner for cleaning business owners, man. It tells you exactly what to do. It spells it all out, and then you just put it in the CRM, CBN, CRM, and man, it does everything for you. So it's a
You
no-brainer.
you know what? It's crazy you bring that up too, because you was talking about just 100 calls a week, and I be on here telling these people 100 calls a day. But you know what? The truth of the matter is, 100 calls a week really will get the job done. And you and Tony both have really like helped me to like improve my team. And we literally doing, y'all seeing it in real time because y'all are like in the back end now too. Whereas like, you know what? We can be more intentional with these calls. You don't have to make as many calls if you're better. You know what I mean? You got to make more calls when you're not that good. And I want to shout out to you, Brandon, because one of the clients we working with, I won't say his name, but he has a strong accent, and so cold calling is harder for him. But we both sat there and witnessed this guy, whereas like he got good at it. You know what I mean? He's actually not bad at it at all. And then we also implemented a way where we can use the email marketing to help him get even more targeted with it, man. So again, y'all, like, just make sure you work one self-improvement, right? And then also constantly just looking to improve your business, your sales strategies, all that good stuff will go a very, very long way. And Tony always get on me a lot about how like, what, how many you said y'all did at the in your back was like 20 a day or something like that?
40.
40 a day. And if 20 of those didn't pick up, we call them saying 20 the next day. And that sounded absurd to me when I first heard it. And the more I started getting into them, like, you know what, that actually makes way more sense than having a whole new list when we ain't even finished this list yet. You know what I mean? So great stuff, y'all. Y'all in the right place. I can promise you that. So, all right, I see some more comments coming in now. So we're going to go ahead and jump into these. Shout out to Silva Hernandez. Let's see what we got here. I got a walkthrough on the gym. I feel like they were talked into saying yes when they did the cold calling. I am now being ghosted after walkthrough and many attempts to reach out to a manager. So, I'm trying to decide. So you said, first of all, I want to know if you got that from us, because if so, you should let Bill know that so we can get that straight for you. But if you didn't get it from us, here's what I would do. I would figure out, make sure, number one, that you're talking. Did you speak to the, let me read to make sure. I feel like I'm saying, I feel like they were talked into saying yes. Well, a yes is a yes where I'm from. Like, as far as I'm concerned, a yes is a yes. So I'm not sure what made you feel that way, but a yes is just for all concerned. So just make sure that when you call back, that you actually speak to the actual decision maker and not just anybody picking up the phone. You said you tried multiple attempts to reach out to the manager, but it sounds like you didn't get him yet. But guess what? Until you tell me no, that's a maybe. And I'm gonna keep figuring out if that maybe is a yes or a no. I'm not stopping. So I would recommend that you kind of carry it in that manner. Like, even if you got to go pull up, get dressed up, you in the area, you got to go door knocking them days, pull up. Because did you hear a recording? Did you hear them talk to a specific person? If you did and you heard that person say yes, pull up on them and go get their yes then. You know what I mean? She said it's yes for whatever reason. It might sound like they was coerced into it to you, but you never know. As long as they say yes. You know what I mean? But we're going to get to the bottom of it. And then after that, hell, there's a million leads out there. Just go get another one. Like that's pretty much where I'm at with it. So what y'all got on that?
I think too, just kind of recognize what the vibe is at the walkthrough.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, if you at the walkthrough and they just like dismissive, like, you know, come on through here or whatever like that, like, you know, you kind of know, you can kind of almost gauge like what's up, like at that point. But the point of a cold call is technically to talk somebody into saying yes. So that's part of it. But sometimes, you know, especially down here, like I'm in the South, you know, so people will say yes, you know, because they don't want to be rude, but they don't necessarily, you know, need the service or whatever. You're gonna run into that. Like it'll be the same way if you did the calls yourself, but you still go in there, you still got that rep in, you still have some takeaways that you can take away from that. Whether it was, you know, this one went well, this one went wrong, you know, oh, I forgot to mention this, you know, I forgot to actually grab measurements. I just went in there and walked through the building with them and we had a conversation, then I walked out. You know, you're able to gauge those things. Like I said at the beginning, when I first started, I did 10 walkthroughs, you know, and I didn't close any of them. You know, they all came from CBN. They came quick. And, you know, I just didn't know how to necessarily deliver, like, my service that well and position it. So, like, now when people, you know, call me for a walkthrough or I call them and get a walkthrough, you know, I'm able to draw off of all of those experiences, which without the good, the bad, and the ugly, I wouldn't have the chops that I have now. So, you know, it's a lesson. You know, it's just take it as tuition, you know. But like AJ said, if you feel like it wasn't a quality walkthrough, just always tap in with Ms. Bell and see what can be done to reconcile that.
And actually, I misread that. I didn't realize she did actually go to the walkthrough. So ain't nothing we can do about it at that point. So my advice has changed. I didn't see that part. So you actually did a walkthrough. If you call them back, but they're not answering for you, okay, well, let's try some other avenues. Let's try emailing. Did she open your email? So if you fit the proposal through the CRM will tell you if they actually even looked at it or not. So that's the first thing. I will go back and check if they looked at it, if you got the CRM access. If you don't, okay, well, try emailing. If they don't reply to the email, okay, we'll pull up, like I said earlier, go pull up on it. Print that proposal out, walk it to her, because she might not have ever gotten it. She might think that you the one ghosting. Who knows, right? But either way, they agreed to it. But then also, too, this is something that during your walkthrough could have, you know, helped you out a lot. Whereas, like, you maybe it sounded like they were talked into saying yes. But again, there's a reason. So when you were there, you should have been asking questions like, how are you currently handling your cleaning services? If the answer is another cleaning company, then we proceed to, okay, well, how do you, like, is there anything that they're not doing that you wish they were doing, right? Like, start prying a little bit to figure out, okay, why are you there? You know what I mean? It could be price, it could be service, it could be who knows. But either way, there's a reason that you're there. They could just be price shopping to see, and they might not hire you for a year from now. Who knows? But definitely reach out. Don't never give up, especially if you already did the walkthrough too. Keep that line of communication open, because guess what? As far leads, they're leads. That's why you keep a CRM so that you can always track it. Because guess what? You submitted today, you can check back in 6 months and close that deal. Shout out to Top Notch Charlie, who was just on here. He was in the 10-10 program. It was his one. They never told him no. They never told him no. It was a jewelry store. It took them 6 months. They finally closed the deal. You know what I mean? So don't ever treat it as if, oh, I didn't get it today, or they're not picking up for me. I don't pick up people all the time. I don't text back people sometimes for weeks. And it ain't no love lost. It's just I'm busy, they busy. We got a lot going on. But at some point, when the time is right, we'll make it happen. So that's what I got for that, Brian. You want to add anything else before we get the next one?
Yeah, that was spot on. Just ask the right questions on a walkthrough, and yeah, that's just spot on. You'll get the
Cool.
vibe. Check the vibe check.
All right, cool. Wowza says, does 6 Target department stores, okay, somebody does, sweeping 3 days a week, Porter 2 times a week for 1,800 seems hella low. See? See, and by the way, you said something down here too. You said sorry for all the rookie questions. Don't ever apologize for that here, because that's what my platform is specifically for, is to help the rookies. I'm gonna be honest. Now we know enough to help the advanced people too, but me personally, I got a sweet spot for the people just getting started, because I'll never forget when I was that person. But this is a rookie mistake, though. I'll be honest with you, is we look at names, because it's Target, big store. We look at how big the facility is, or whatever the case may be, and then we assume just off of seeming, right? It seems hella low. Well, I feel like it should be this. Well, and it's like, no. What does the math say? Now, I can run my numbers real quick if you want me to. I'll go and do it just based off with that little bit of information that you gave me. So it's a porter position, sweeping 3 days a week, porter position. So porter mean that it's a set shift. So we ain't even got no square footage or none of that. All we need to know is the time that they're there for. So let's just say they're there for 8 hours, 8 hours a day, 3 times a week, right? So that's 8 times 3, that's 24 hours per week. Now, if we do 24 hours per week times 4.33 weeks in a month, that's 103.92. So let's just say 104 hours a month. So if you do 1,800 divided by 104, you're looking at $17 an hour. That is low. But you can't say it seems low. You got to know if it's low or not. Now, $17 an hour is low. Now, the next question is, are you subcontracting? Because if you subbing, then guess what? That's what you signed up for. Right? That's why I be telling y'all, learn how to do this stuff on your own and be the prime. But again, now you know for a fact, and that's just me estimate based off of the information that you got. I don't know for sure if that's what they did. You know what I mean? But based off of what you just told me, that's what I'm telling you.
That's crazy low.
It's extremely low. Right?
3 days, 2 days.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. My first thought was this is a subcontract. So
Exactly.
the best thing you could do is evaluate if you want to stay in that position or get out. And if you want to get out, I would say don't leave without taking something with you. I would put that you've worked with Target. I will put that in your, if you don't have like a brag page or, clients we've worked with page in your proposal, I would slap that Target on there so damn fast.
There you go.
Go find some more business. Like, hey, we clean for Target. You know what I mean? That's how you use that situation. You got the experience. So you got the experience now. You learned, right? So now it's time to get the hell out of there. So, and go get it for yourself. Like AJ said, you become the prime. So
that's a hell of a, I love that one. Right? Take that and work it with you, as a matter of fact. And if you know, I'm sure you know a manager, you in there cleaning, you the one in there. Find you a middle manager, somebody that'll vouch for you and be your reference if they need to call and check and see if you really clean Target too. I like that one. What is it? Does the automation program go into debt about emailing for leads? It does. But honestly, 1010 program does as well. Honestly, where else do I teach that at? In-house lead generation, I think I mentioned it in that as well. But yeah, it does. All right, what else we got? Where can we get this planner?
Man, I feel so unprofessional. So we changed it. We're changing the URL, the whole branding, where you can find the planner. It will be up tomorrow. So it'll be up tomorrow. Yeah,
that's good. All right, cool. What else we got? I don't know how to say that, but I'm gonna say Ashe Ruga. I think I got it. The planner would be great for automation stage as well. This is a fact. It sounds like somebody who got it, don't it? Yeah. All right, what else we got? Michael Wilson says, sorry. Oh no, you good to go. I already told you that. We good. We welcome that here. Silver says it was from your team. Okay, they was from my team. They sent me a walkthrough with a team member, and the manager didn't have time for me. So did you actually perform the walkthrough? And this was something I was teaching yesterday. I think it was. Me and Brandon was on that call. And when you get in situations where you feel like you're being rushed, a strategy that I use is purposely go slow. When they trying to you slow them down and talk at a slower pace, and that'll kind of calm them down a lot of times. And you subtly or what's the subliminally kind of you take over the meeting without even, you know what I mean, like in a passive way. You know what I mean? So just kind of make sure too when you get in those situations, take your time. And then guess what? I learned this from a guy that nobody in the industry likes. I won't say his name because he wouldn't say my name and then give me the free publicity. But I thought it was a good point. He said one time, he said, how did he put it? Damn, I forgot. Must not have been meant for me to say it. Shit, it just was on the tip of my tongue. Walter, hold up. Let me think about it. He said, it'll come back to me. But anyway, long story short, my team member, manager didn't have time for me. Yeah. So, but again, as long as you got the walkthrough done, but basically take control of the meeting is the main thing I was trying to say on that. And then I see you got some more stuff, so let's go to that. I kind of build my quote because the front also shit knows nothing. The manager keeps dodging me. I have emailed and called. I cannot get a quote done when we have no info. I did all of that. We're not happy with the service. They're not happy with the service as far as associate hears about my complaints. So you know they're not happy. Good. I'm not trying to get money back. No worries. They just said okay, bam. So in that case, you should have hit up Bill. We got a whole procedure. Whenever you get a lead, it says if you're not able to perform a walkthrough, email leads at cleanbusinessnetwork.com within a 24-hour span so we can replace that appointment for you. We also say while you're in there, record this happening. So that way, and I ain't saying whip out your phone and aim it at the person, right? You ain't trying to do all that. But I'm just saying whip it out. And even if you put it on the side of your waist somewhere, but just have that there because people will take advantage of our replacement policy. You know what I mean? So there you go. All right, what else I got? I did not accept it. I don't know what that means.
For the
Target.
Oh, bet. Good. Okay. And again, and I'm a double down on that a little bit. Remember earlier when I was talking about subbing, right? Just to get your skin in the game. I don't know where you live, but depending on where you live in this country, $17 an hour to perform cleaning is not bad. So if you got to take that job just to get the experience, then Robert Kiyosaki told me that sometimes it ain't about taking jobs for the money. Sometimes it's just simply about taking it to get the experience. So if you got to take that just to get the experience, and then like Brandon said, then you turn around and use their logo, slap that on there, your proposals. Now you can say we clean 6 targets in the area and use that as a reference. It might be worth the experience. Maybe clearly you ain't getting rich off of $17 an hour, but again, you can make something out of that possibly. So just something to think about. All right, y'all. I see we right at the buzzer. We at 1:59. Any final words before we close out, y'all?
T-Dub, you want to
go? Not really, man. Just keep hunting, man. Keep growing. Keep pushing up. Pushing forward. Like Brandon said, that your activity matters. So stay active. Like stay active in your community. Like as far as like your industry community, like Cleaning Business Network. Like we right here. Like so, if you don't have a mentor, you don't have a consultant or a coach, you have us right here. We here. It's a family. We here to help each other, but you also got to do the work yourself. So focus on those activities. Go get your money.
Yes, sir. Oh, how can they follow you, by the way? It's right there, but just in case somebody listening and not looking.
Just tap in with me, man. Tony Williams Official, TonyWilliamsOfficial.com. Just continuing to grow myself. Still working on a lot of stuff on my own, but come follow the journey.
Yes, sir. What we got, Brandon?
Man, just stay lit, man. Stay lit. Keep that fire lit. Man, we're gonna have good days, we're gonna have bad days, but we gotta keep going, right? Be intentional about your goals. Set monthly goals, set weekly goals, set daily goals, and have an accountability partner, somebody that's gonna get on your ass and challenge you if you don't hit your goals and do what you say you're gonna do. Right? So yeah, stay lit, man. This is your business. Take full ownership, take control, talk to everybody. Every store you go in, ask who the owner is, because you never know, right? So, but let's win, man. It's out here. Let's get it.
Yes, sir. And you let us know where you can follow you as well.
Instagram, I am Brandon Orr. It used to be formerly Dreams into Motion, but I am Brandon Orr now. And we will have the link for the planner up this weekend.
Let's get it. Shout out to you for that brand consistency. We like to see it. Right.
Thank you, AJ, for the years of encouragement.
Right. I'm about to get on my boy now. He got a show. I'm gonna be in Austin next weekend. He got a show. He reviving his rap career. Shout out to him. And he got his regular, a regular local Instagram. I saw the flyer. I said, yeah, I'm about to holler at him about that. But anyway, you made me think of it. But anyway, I'm AJ Simmons, founder of the Clean Business Network. Thank y'all so much for tapping in. I do see one more before we go, and I'm going to get it real quick. Should you get another LLC before you leave your franchise? The answer used to automatically be yes for me because of the non-compete agreement. But since Trump got rid of non-competes, as far as I know, they shouldn't apply anymore. So now the answer might be you probably don't have to. But I would get a second opinion on that. Read your franchise disclosure document to make sure what their terms are. That's what I got for you. And then this one, let's see what you said. They have floaters in the day that help with cleaning. So associate really didn't know what the scope. That's why I have tried to contact them. Yeah, try to see if you can get that rescheduled. And if you're not past, it says 24 hours, but I think the actual terms say 48. In the email, I tell you 24, so you can be ahead of the terms. But if you pass 48 hours, still go back and chase that and try to close that. And then anything else, worst case scenario, just reach out to us. They'll bring it to me at the end of the day, and we'll figure out if it's anything else we can do for you. But that's what I got for y'all. I'm AJ Simmons, founder of the Clean Biz Network. Make sure y'all holler at us, y'all. 1010program.com if you want to work with anybody here. And we will talk to y'all soon.
What's up, y'all? I'm AJ Simmons, founder of the Clean Biz Network. And the reason why I started the 1010 program is because I get it. Starting a business can be scary. It can be risky. And you don't know what to do. You know what I mean? So with the 1010 program, I decided, you know what? What's up, y'all? I'm AJ Simmons, founder of the Clean Biz Network. And the reason why I started the 1010 program is because I get it. Starting a business can be scary. It can be risky. And you don't know what to do. You know what I mean? So with the 1010 program, I decided, you know what? Let's guarantee you success. Let's put you together with a one-on-one mentor. Let's give you unlimited leads. And let's guarantee you that you can get to at least 10 grand a month in contracts. So whether you're already in business or whether you haven't even got started yet, the 1010 program can work for you and assure you that you will grow at least by $10,000 per month in recurring commercial cleaning contracts. So if this sounds like something that you want to do, click that button below and go ahead and book a call with me. And listen, this is not like a franchise opportunity. These will be your accounts that you actually own. Not some franchise middlemaning you. This is actually a guarantee. These will be your actual contracts. This will be your actual business, okay? So click the button below and schedule your call, and let's see if we're a right fit for each other.